Hello there, folks. The Conservative Party are a joke. People insisting the stable future of the United Kingdom is dependent on Tories clinging on for a further 5 years really ought to be carted off by the men in white coats. They have run out of ideas, to such extent there is talk of removing the personality vacuum that is Rishi Sunak and replacing him with Penny Mordaunt, a woman best known for lugging a sword into the pantomime of the crowning of old Jug-ears. For some inexplicable reason, a certain section of the population are obsessed with the ridiculous pomp and circumstance of this country and fixate over people who have participated in such pretentious nonsense. Allow me to quote from this Time magazine article titled "Why Penny Mordaunt Was the Star of King Charles III's Coronation." Dear God. In a sea of royals and celebrities, an unlikely star emerged at King Charles III's coronation on Saturday. British Conservative politician and leader of the House of Commons, Penny Mordaunt, dazzled viewers as she performed her ceremonial role. As part of her additional position as Lord President of the Privy Council, a team of advisors to the monarch, Mordaunt was required to carry an £8 17th century sword of state into Westminster Abbey during the King's procession. Now the 49-year-old politician is being lauded for her stylish appearance and for graceful conduct whilst holding the 4-foot sword throughout the ceremony. Mordaunt wore a sleek teal midi dress that she commissioned for the occasion, as well as a matching cape and Jane Taylor hat with gold fern embroidery. The fern design was a nod to the Privy Council uniform motif. Ugh. Well, I don't need to read any more. You get my drift. That is just one of many examples of the media losing their collective minds over, well, a woman clutching a sword. With that in mind, I would like to introduce you to John, a man who has seemingly made himself chairman of his own Penny Mordaunt fan club. He called up Jeremy Vine on 5 to participate in a debate on whether the inept Rishi Sunak should be replaced by the sword slugger herself. This isn't parody. These people really do exist. Let's take a look.
Thank you, Terry. John in Worcestershire, hi.
Hi there.
What do you want to say?
I want to say that Penny Mordaunt is a wonderful woman.
Okay.
She's strong-willed, she speaks beautifully, and I think Rishi Sunak should have been replaced a long time ago, actually, because he was the one that stuck the knife in to the Conservative Party, and I think we've still got good time to get this changed and bring her on to win the election.
Well, you say good time.
Did you throw him away? He hasn't been in there that long. How long ago could you have got rid of him?
Well, I should say at least 12 months.
You don't have long to get a job done, do you? In that way, if you're swapping them around like that, though.
Oh, that's not true. It's the person that counts. Rishi Sunak is a small man with little effect on people, whereas Penny Mordaunt is a winner. She's another Margaret Thatcher, and she'd go from nothing to win the election.
Well, she didn't win the last 2 times they put her up for leadership contest. She didn't win then, did she? She actually lost both times against Liz Truss and
She got a lot of votes, actually, from the Conservative Party.
She didn't win.
Against...
There seems to be something...
She did get a lot of votes. She's very popular with the Conservatives, and she would change this country overnight.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think the reason she got a drubbing in the actual leadership contest was that people started saying she could... When she
wasn't across her brief.
That's it. Details. When she was running departments and when she was... She just didn't do any work.
She was called lazy, actually.
Yeah, she didn't do any work and she was a bit unfocused. That may not matter, because, Wilfred, you could be a great leader without getting up in the morning.
Invaluable input again from Jeremy Vine. You can be a great leader without getting up in the morning. Oh, wow. Oh, God, this is like the bleeding Twilight Zone. This is the level to which political discourse in our country has been reduced. I mentioned earlier a lack of ideas, and there is no finer example than this, when a political party is so devoid of wisdom The only weapon they have left at their disposal is to yet again change the leader, in the faint hope of some kind of small bounce. What I find most offensive about this kind of debate and the contributions of die-hard Tory voters like John is, whilst he is fixating over personalities, the country around him is crumbling, and he couldn't care less. Because for him, he's picked a side, regardless of policy, and he just wants to win. He just wants to be a winner. Such is the level of delusion he has managed to convince himself the mere presence of Mordaunt in number 10 would be enough to get the Tories over the line. Not a single mention of policy. It's not even in his head. Nothing. There is nothing in there. These are the lunatics that have managed to plunge our country into the swamp. Do you honestly think John has ever read a manifesto? Ha! No chance. So could Penny Mordaunt provide the Conservatives with a small bounce? Yes. But such is the level of rot within the Conservative Party and the country. Personalities cannot save them. God, Rupert Murdoch and his ilk are responsible for this. They have done a superb job of convincing people to vote against their best interest for many years now. It isn't just posh Tories like John here who are convinced that personality politics is the way forward. We should be more clued up. We have the internet. We have smartphones, we have laptops, we have the world at our fingertips. Yet, I cannot help but think about 1945, post-war Britain. The Conservatives and Winston Churchill. They thought, nay, they genuinely believed, Churchill's wartime popularity would be enough to get them over the line. But even in 1945, the public were not interested in personalities. They were not interested in popularity. They were interested in the social reform being offered by the Labour Party. I just wish we had more people using their brains and actively engaging in the political process. Because this level of debate is agonising. It's just such a pity the Labour Party of today are not running on a platform of social reform, which is so desperately needed in this country. But again, the mainstream media brainwash people into believing they've already got it good, and somehow major social reform would be worse. Thankfully, regardless of leader, this time I think there is no way back for the Conservative Party. Thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you again soon. Cheers.